Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Groot Build-A-Figure that was produced by Hasbro. This is the culmination of the Build-A-Figure parts that were included with the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Guardians of the Galaxy line of 6-inch scale action figures. And before I begin, I just wanted to let you all know that I've decided to go on ahead and record my very first video in 4K ultra high definition. I'm very curious as to how it's going to look on everybody's computer screens, so please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. Now, I did have some minor issues with assembling this figure. Notably, some of the joints didn't want to go into their respective sockets, but with a little patience, that was easily dealt with. And I also think you'll agree that this Build-A-Figure is a good resemblance to how Groot appeared in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Matter of fact, I can almost hear Vin Diesel's voice say, "I am Groot," the more I look at this figure. Anyway, there were plenty of articulation joints on this figure. Groot has articulation in the head, shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hips, and the knees. One thing that I did notice on this Build-A-Figure is that the plant roots, for lack of a better term, they don't seem to hinder the shoulder articulation all that much. I also noticed that there's additional articulation just below the shoulder joint. The elbows, they're double jointed. However, it would seem that the knees aren't double jointed on this figure. However, I will say that they still have a good bend in them. Now, Groot's head can turn 360 degrees, and it also has up and down movement. And the wrists turn 360 degrees, and they also appear to have a swivel joint. The feet can move up and down slightly, and there's an ankle pivot joint, but it is greatly restricted from moving a lot due to the, once again, for lack of a better term, the plant roots in that area. The paint apps are done well on the figure with no appreciable errors to speak of. And also of note, Groot seems to stand pretty well without having to use a figure stand. However, there are peg holes in his feet, so the option is there if you want to use a figure stand. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'm going to give you a closer look as to what Groot looks like. Okay. Alright, Groot didn't come with any accessories, so what I'll do now is a quick 360 of him for you and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Okay, here is Groot from the right-hand side. Okay, here is Groot from the rear. Okay, here is Groot from the left-hand side. And finally, here we are once again facing forward. And as an added treat for everybody, I thought I'd go on ahead and pose this group shot. This is all the characters that we saw in the Guardians of the Galaxy film. Okay, so overall, I'd have to say that I like this figure quite a bit. The root decorations generally don't interfere with the shoulder articulation on this figure all that much. But I have to be honest, they do present a restriction, at least in the ankle area. Paint apps are done well. So therefore, you know what? I think Groot should get a good bordering on great recommendation. This Build-A-Figure is a nice resemblance to how Groot appeared in the film, and it certainly makes for a nice addition to a Guardians of the Galaxy movie character collection, especially when you factor in that he was featured quite prominently in the movie. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Make sure to let me know what you think of this step forward to 4K ultra high resolution. See you soon.